West Coast. It's time for Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
Hey, yo.
For over 30 years, and still, your inside look into boxing and mixed martial arts.
You know what? As long as she fights in 135 pounds, I don't care if she's injecting a horse demon into her eyeballs.
Heard live around the world and brought to you by the World Boxing Organization. And now, live from the Ring Talk Studios in San Francisco, here's the host of the longest-running fight show in history, Pedro Fernandez.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the multi-million-dollar Sports Byline Studios in the city by the bay, San Francisco, California. Yeah, the guy was correct with that lofty introduction, as my name is Pedro Fernandez, often imitated but never duplicated. 35-plus years now of Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Glad you could join us. You could be doing a million things right now. We're talking boxing and mixed martial arts for the next hour live on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, iHeartRadio, the Sirius XM Satellite Radio, of course, Channel 211, the Dan Patrick Channel, about 1,000 other internet platforms. Bottom line is, we're glad you're with us. Boxing tonight, not a whole lot. Bit of a quiet weekend. Of course, the 4th of July weekend, always notorious for being slow as far as boxing's concerned. But the UFC rocking and rolling tonight, of course, John Jones, the number one cheat in all of sports. Call him a dope head. You can call him a dope head. You can call him a steroid cheat. You can call him all the above, because he is. But the bottom line is, he is the 205-pound title holder of the UFC. Of course, the plantation, the Dana White plantation down there in Las Vegas, will it ever be broken up? Will that ever be exposed as for what it is? I mean, just flat-out pimping? You know that's what it is. And I don't mean pimping in a good way. I mean pimping like pimping prostitutes, because the bottom line is those guys don't make a nickel for the dollar they put out. That's what I'm trying to tell you. A nickel for the dollar they put out. Think about that. You make a buck, you only get a nickel. Because they only get, 8, 10, maybe 12% of the pie? There's like $1 billion pie there. Take about a $4.2 billion pie there. And they're only giving the talent 8 to 10%? Come on, man. That's pimping. That's worse than pimping. Straight up, you are tuning to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Sergey Kovalev, of course, going to challenge Canelo Alvarez, of course, for the pound-for-pound title. That's going to go down. I don't know. East Coast, West Coast? It's not going to be in Europe, definitely, but you got to say Canelo is calling the shots now, and since he wants Kovalev, he's going to have Kovalev. This is the way it is. Hey, Canelo gets what he wants. Oscar gets what he wants. Bottom line is, they're in control. You're tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide on Sports Byline.
One can have a dream, babe.
Two can make a dream so real.
One can talk about being in love.
Here comes the decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. This is WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
We have a new heavyweight champion of the world.
Take a step toward updating your home with exclusive life-proof vinyl plank flooring from the Home Depot, starting at just $2.99 a square foot. It locks together for easy installation. It's waterproof, scratch-resistant, and comes in a variety of trendy styles with over 40 colors to choose from. That's a step in the right direction. Today is the day for doing with life-proof vinyl plank flooring starting at just $2.99 a square foot. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only. See store for details.
We paid less for our Craftmatic today than we did 20 years ago.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on ConsumerAffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
Call 1-800-371-9608. That's 1-800-371-9608. Call 1-800-371-9608. Call now.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you, but the deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-430-9571. 800-430-9571. 800-430-9571. That's 800-430-9571.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Everyone says, I wish I was in your shoe, I wish I was in your shoe. The people, the hundreds of people that wish they were in my shoe don't know the tenth of it. If they were in my shoe, they would cry like babies.
A lot of pressure being the heavyweight champion. I remember what Muhammad Ali said to Larry Merchant within minutes of Mike Tyson knocking out Trevor Berbick back in 1987. How long can he hold it? And think about it. Mike was really only champion for 2 years. Because, he lost to Buster Douglas. The last big win, of course, August 1989, knocking out Carl the Truth Williams in a couple seconds. I think it'd take him 3 or 4 seconds longer to make a believer out of the truth than it did to make a liar out of Michael Spinks. Bottom line is, Mike Tyson, one bad dude, on level ground right now. And we thank him for that because, you don't want Mike Tyson pissed off. Believe me, you don't want Mike Tyson pissed off. A lot of people have told me that. I've seen him in action. I think the funniest thing that I've ever heard as far as Mike Tyson doing crazy stuff was, without going graphic on him here before I bring in Socrates Palmer, was when Don King, Mike Tyson, and I can't remember, Isidore, his bodyguard and his chauffeur, Don King's bodyguard and chauffeur, guy was built like a human refrigerator. He looked like a dark refrigerator, like just a serious. Anyway, they're driving down the road in Florida, and Don pops off or says something, and Mike gets upset. So Mike starts slapping Don around in the back of the car, slapping the snot out of Don King, maybe actually slapping the spit out of him, but you could put an H in there, right? So Isidore gets out the car, and Mike says, Isidore, hey, you want some? Isidore got back in the car. Smart guy, no doubt about that. Now he's like paralyzed. I understand. Don King told me he can't even get up off the couch. Of course, all that weight, eating all that food, being Don King's shadow all those years, it put like 150 pounds on the dude who was already heavy. Bottom line is, Isidore and Don King, memories of Pedro Fernandez. Now, we go from the past to the future and bring in, of course, the professor of pugilism. And I think he comes from the Bronx. I keep saying he comes from Brooklyn. And I think it's like calling a Mexican a Nicaraguan. They look at you very funny. Is that the way it is, Socrates Palmer, or what?
I am a proud Bronxite, sir. Yes, I don't think it's quite as bad, but there's a lot of pride in the borough that you're from, and Brooklyn people, they'll tell you they're from Brooklyn. And, I can't blame them. They got a lot of great traditions, especially in the fight game, but I'm a proud Bronxite. The original home of Everlast, where they used to make the Everlast equipment for about 100 years.
Okay. Thought you were talking about Viagra. Everlast, what are you talking about? Anyway, bottom line is, let's get back to boxing. Of course, this kid that holds the WBC 118-pound title was a winner last night, actually earlier today. Nordine Ubali, still undefeated, 16-0, took on a 15th-ranked contender. That sort of says it all right there, but he stopped him inside the distance. And, of course, Rob Brandt, the uncrowned, how can I put this? Nobody wants to give this guy his props. He's unbeaten. I think you take it back. He's got one loss. He's an American. He's taking on Murata again. He's going over to Japan to do so. He's not getting any props. How come?
I don't know. I guess maybe he just doesn't have to borrow a phrase from Don King, doesn't have the complexion to attract attention. And maybe, having a Japanese star is probably more profitable. Brandt clearly won the title. He took it to the champ. He outworked him. And me personally, I like his fighting style, but maybe that doesn't fit the marketing aspect as it would be having the Japanese title holder.
And that's like trying to tell me that because Guillermo Rigondeaux doesn't like to get hit a lot, that you can't put him on television. I mean, he's an accomplished fighter, and I think people have gotten away from this. Hector Martinez says it every time I see him. Just about these aren't boxers anymore. They're conditioned street fighters, and he's got a point to that extent because nobody seems to be thinking the long run. Speaking of, let's take that back. Let's go back and talk the bare knuckle boxing of Paulie Malignaggi a fortnight ago. How'd you receive that?
Well, you know what? When I first heard about it, I said, well, I mean, Paulie was never a puncher, you know, right? And it was traditionally, going back to his early career as a pro, had hand problems. So I just didn't see this as something Paulie could excel in, even fighting a guy that was, I mean, let's face it, Paige. I saw the guy with his hands up, the Russian. There's amateurs in my boxing, in the boxing gym that I work out out of, that would whip his butt.
Are you trying to tell me he couldn't qualify for the Golden Gloves?
Pedro, he would not win the novice in New York, and that's saying a lot. I'm telling you, the guy was a bum.
Oh!
You know, and the guy's a bum. I mean, straight up. I mean, with the hands.
And I'll go with you as far as boxing talent is concerned. I'll go with you. But here's what's funny is that they've all got different strategy to this. Okay, the guys that are involved, and of course, Paulie would end up losing a decision. But they've got all different strategies. Guys have got different strategies. Here would be my strategy, being the accomplished street fighter that I was. Okay, I would take it's a 2-minute round, I think. I would take a 2-minute round, and I would attack my opponent 4 or 5 times in the round period. In other words, I wouldn't be standing there looking to exchange like boxers do, per se. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't afford to with the bare knuckle thing. But these guys stand there, and they're willing to exchange back and forth, which is this ludicrous. It's only a 2-minute round. You can shuttle around the ring. You can use your ring generalship, make him come to you, use the right angles, and jump on him when the angles are bad for him. And somehow this doesn't seem to come across with these guys because they're all taking incredible beatings. And I know people at home, they get off on that. They get off on watching other people get beat, especially people of color. I hate to say it, but it's just, you know, to me, it's unnecessary. I just think that I think I would attack these in a 2-minute round. I would attack maybe 3 or 4 times and throw combinations. None of these guys, they throw 1, 2, and then they stand there and get popped. And as far as Paulie's concerned, he says it's not for him. Thank goodness he realized that, but I think he made at least $500,000. So, you know, Paulie's not hurting.
Yeah, no, I'm sure Paulie definitely got the bigger purse between the two. I would also argue that it's probably harder bare knuckle fighting if all you've been doing is boxing for the last 20 years, because when you punch somebody with bare knuckles, the window of what you're hitting is not the same as when you have a glove in your hand. I mean, you could hurt somebody with a glove with a shot to the forehead. You do that in bare knuckle, you're going to break your hand. You know, and Paulie is never a puncher. He definitely looked like someone who had not been in competition for over 2 years, I believe it was. He looked slow. And even with that, I thought the fight at worst was a draw.
I myself included, because, you know, they talked about it being scored on the Markets of Queensberry rules, like the 10-point must system. If it was a boxing match, it was. I thought Paulie out-jabbed him and basically did enough to outbox him in an amateur or a professional boxing match. But, you know, the judges are a little bit different, I guess, down there in Florida. They view this fight as different. Plus, they needed that guy to win because he's their face. Exactly. I mean, you saw what that guy fought. I mean, they love the way that guy looks after a fight.
1,000%. Now, what I was disappointed in that whole card was Randall Bailey. Randall Bailey was originally supposed to be on that fight card. Now, if you ask me who has an opportunity to look really good in something like that, it's Randall Bailey. I mean, Randall Bailey was knocking people out for years with gloves on. And I was just, I don't know, maybe the sickle in me. I was really looking forward to seeing Randall Bailey hit somebody with bare hands, you know, but for some reason his fight scrapped. I heard that they may have him as an opponent for the Russian fellow. I don't want to
Lobodov or
Lobodov, right? So let's see what happens.
You know, before we go to the break, I will say this about the bare knuckle boxing thing. It's got its own audience. I'm not really down with it per se. Because I'm not into people taking punishment. I mean, that's not what this was always about. This was not Am I stumbling on my words here? This isn't what I got into it for. I didn't get into it to say, you know what, I can go back and forth with this guy and exchange, and come out. No, the idea is like to initiate exchanges, come out on top of those exchanges, and not have to take anything on the incoming. The idea was not to receive any incoming fire, and unfortunately in the world of bare-knuckle boxing, incoming fire, I think these guys are going to be messed up in 10 years. Forget the cosmetic issues. Afterwards, man, I don't think I'm saying the same thing about mixed martial arts. There's a hell of a lot of difference between being kicked in the jaw by a leg that's coming at you like the speed in which it's hitting all the power in the leg than somebody hitting you with a glove on. So I just think that 10, 15 years from now, I think they're going to have an old folks home for like 35-year-old MMA fighters.
Yeah, I mean, it's something. I mean, like I've said in the past, we live in a sick society. You know, we live in that let's stop at the car wreck, society, and violence sells. And it was in the backwoods of Florida. I don't think they're probably going to get out of there. But like you said, they have a niche. It seemed like he was organized. The referee that did the fight, he looked recognizable from Florida. So it does have some structure. And if anything, I think it'll probably give some of the pro boxers that may be on the decline or borderline quote-unquote shot, it'll give them a payday.
Hey, I will say this, the best thing about it is when I start those guys off in the center of the ring like that's probably the best thing in the entire concept. Straight up, we're talking boxing, mixed martial arts live on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, iHeartRadio, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, of course, Channel 211, the Dan Patrick channel. Straight up, this is Ring Talk Live Worldwide. The professor of pugilism, Mr. Socrates Palmer, on the line from the Bronx, baby. We're talking boxing, of course, with Socrates. Upcoming after the break, we'll talk about Teofimo Lopez, my man, the next up-and-coming superstar in boxing. Straight up, you're tuned to Ring Talk.
I think boxing is dangerous. Any man being hit in the head, the brain's a delicate thing. I think it should be well protected. If a fella's not qualified, he shouldn't be allowed to fight. But football is proven to have more deaths. Baseball, ice hockey, horse racing is car racing is much more dangerous. But I would advise nobody to box if they get hit too much and it's too dangerous.
Whenever you need it's clear. That's the way I feel about you. I feel about you.
Are you an active stock market investor? Well, then you know these three key words: buy, sell, hold. Those three magic words can make or lose you money in the stock market. What if we can show you a time-tested tool that's been helping stock market investors succeed for over 30 years? It's called VectorVest, an amazing system designed to make smart investing easy. The VectorVest system analyzes, sorts, and ranks over 19,000 stocks every day and tells you when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell any stock to maximize your profits in less than 10 minutes a day. And if you call right now, you can test drive our amazing VectorVest system risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95.
800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. That's 800-584-2519. It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003. Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
The time may have come to say goodbye to Muhammad Ali because, very honestly, I don't think he can beat George Foreman.
Howard Cosell, you told everybody I don't have a chance. You told them I don't have nothing but a prayer. Well, chump, all I need is a prayer, because if that prayer reached the right man, not only will George Foreman fall, the mountains will fall.
Maybe he can pull off a miracle. But against George Foreman, so young, so strong, so fearless, against George Foreman, who does away with his opponents one after another in less than 3 rounds, it's hard for me to conjure with that.
And you're always talking about Muhammad, you're not the same man you were 10 years ago. Well, I asked your wife, and she told me you're not the same man you were 2 years ago.
After this fight, I suspect Ali will retire. And through all of the years, my own memories of him will be as a fighter and as the strange and curious and gregarious and engaging and sometimes cruel and sometimes family man that he is.
I'm going to let everybody know that thing you got on your head is a phony, and it comes from a tail of a pony.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Woo, it's going to be good. 1974 vintage Howard Cosell, Muhammad Ali, of course, before the... Man, they got down. The Rumble in the Jungle, of course, Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. Foreman was trying to get out of town, folks. What happened was he got cut. The fight was supposed to take place a little bit earlier than it did, like 4 or 5 weeks earlier. And then he got cut in training. So Foreman's about to get on the plane, and the president, Mubiti, I can't think of his last name right now, Mobutu, something like that. Anyway, bottom line was he snatched George's passport and put military people around the plane and said, listen, man, I invested the entire country's fortunes in this fight. You're not going anywhere. And the bottom line is George, of course, would stay and then lose in 8 rounds to Muhammad Ali. All throughout the fight, Ali was talking to George. That's all you got? Come on, sucker. That's all you got. You can see him whispering in his ear. And that had to be not only physically debilitating, but so mentally debilitating. Anyway, Ali won that fight, of course, 8th round TKO. George could take no more. Bottom line is we've got the expert on the line from, of course, the Bronx. I'm talking about Socrates Palmer. And, Soccer, I got to ask you this. Back to the Andy Ruiz saga. He could potentially be undefeated because when he did lose that decision to Joe Parker, I remember saying to myself, I don't think Joe Parker won. I mean, I got to give Andy Ruiz a little bit more props than I have been. But, you know, he might be undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, if the fight takes place anywhere other than New Zealand, which I believe it was fought at, I believe Andy Ruiz is undefeated. You know, Andy Ruiz, the ball's in his court. He has the opportunity to be the biggest star in boxing, believe it or not, in my opinion. If he's able to cement his win by beating Anthony Joshua again, I think he's going to be either 2 or 3 top fighters in terms of money making in the game. I mean, he's got the Mexican. He would have the Mexican boxing audience even more so than Canelo, because I mean he would be an anomaly. He doesn't look like the athlete of the day, you know, and he's a heavyweight. It would be amazing, and the biggest fights could be made between him and Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury. This is my take on it, and I've always heard the old saying from people in the game that once a guy gets the title, he becomes a better fighter, and I think you're going to get that from Andy Ruiz. I don't think Andy Ruiz is just going to turn into Buster Douglas and balloon up even more. No, they talk about Andy Ruiz slimming down and getting in better shape. I think he's going to really surprise people in the rematch.
You know what? I'm going to go with you on that one. In fact, I think that if they were to fight tomorrow, I would have to say that I would go with Andy Ruiz. And I know that sounds a bit preposterous, folks, but you know, it is what it is. He broke him down mentally, and then he broke him down. He broke him down mentally, and then he broke him down physically. And that's the way you break people down, for especially these undefeated guys with these Hercules-like bodies. I will say this, you know, looking at Joshua's body from day one to now, he surely looks like he did a few Flintstone vitamins in his time.
You know, it's always been the rumor, but then again, I mean, these guys are pro athletes. You know, it's not like it's a part-time job. I mean, these guys are having the best nutrition. I always like to give athletes the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, you like Canelo and the meat?
Well, in England, they eat horse meat. So,
let's not even go there, man. Please. Okay, real quick. July 12th, Rocky Fielding's coming back against to be announced as super middleweight bout. Of course, Rocky Fielding faring so well against Canelo Alvarez of late. Martin Murray's on the same card versus Kim Paulson. That's another super middleweight bout. And Terry Flanagan, the former WBO lightweight title, is on the card as well. That's ESPN Plus. We've got two cards on July 12th. The other card is coming to you from Japan, of course, Brandt and Murata. July 12th's got Showtime going. Jermaine Franklin versus Jerry Forrest, a heavyweights. I don't know either of these guys. BJ Flores is still fighting. I can't believe he's taking on Otto Wallen. What's up with BJ? I did one of his fights like back I want to almost say 1988, but it's been a long time. He was on the when Kathy Duval bought time on NBC. I can't remember what year it was, but she bought airtime on NBC, and he was one of the prospects that she put on TV because I know there was only 13 people in the crowd, and I was one of the 13 people. No, they did this like at 10 o'clock in the morning in Las Vegas. Nobody showed up in the fight at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, BJ Flores. He's a guy that always talked a good game. You know, I think he signed with Don King when he turned pro. He had a good amateur career. He first came out as an undersized heavyweight, then he dropped to cruiserweight. He just could never get over the hump. I believe he fought for a title in Europe for the cruiserweight crown. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes guys are afraid to get a regular job. Good you know, I mean, BJ. I know he was doing some announcing. You know, he was doing some announcing. He always, to me, came off as a little arrogant, you know, so, and I'm like, for no reason, you know, so I don't know. I don't think much of BJ and
okay, we waste enough airtime on him enough. Telemuno's going July the 12th, July 13th, Danny Dubois versus Nathan Gorman. Joe Joyce on the card, one of my favorite fighters, not taking on Brian Jennings. I guess that's supposed to be some type of test. ESPN, July 13th. Outside of the ring, I don't care for him that much. Inside the ring, he's pretty impressive. Shakur Stevenson, double S, taking on Franklin Manzanita. And Manzanita is the third opponent in line here. They had a couple cancellations, a couple pullouts. So should I just call Franklin to TBA, to be annihilated?
It's shaping up to be that way, yeah. You know, he's main eventing. He's in Newark. It's going to be interesting to see how many people actually buy tickets. You know, because that's one thing. Having a filled house is one thing, but when it's coming out of the fighter's end, you know, because everyone wants to get comped when you're fighting at home, right? You know, let's see how many he can actually, you know, generate at the register. You know, like you said, talented fighter inside the ring. He pulled a punk move outside. You know, hopefully he learns from that. You know, he won't be the first. He's not the first, won't be the last.
Demetrius Andrade knocks his opponent down in the first round last week, and of course, Selecki deciding not to fight the rest of the 11 rounds. Sort of tough when a guy doesn't want to engage. You know, it just is.
Yeah, you know, especially when you're a counterpuncher. I mean, like Andre it is. You would have liked to see Demetrius step on the gas, but I guess he was content doing what he did. His father also, it seems like he was telling him, like, listen, you got this in the bag, just keep doing it. And if he did it for 12 rounds, he probably could have done it for 24 rounds against a limited opponent that I thought would be hungrier. You know, I mean, this is...
Okay, I got to cut you off because we're coming up on a break here real quick. But the star of boxing coming up July 19th, Teofimo Lopez against Masatsuyoshi Nakatani. Nakatani got a prayer here?
You know what? Maybe. You know, I mean, Teo Lopez has been hearing for a while now how great he is. Maybe he underestimates his opponent. The lightweight division, it seems like you have a lot of young guns gunning for that star spot. Devin Haney, Tank Davis, you know, they all want to grab the brass ring. Does he have a shot? Absolutely. Will he win? No. Will he win? No. Great. I mean, those Japanese fighters are one thing that you have to give them. They always seem to come in great condition. Great condition.
Next week, Professor, we'll be talking about, of course, the Manny Pacquiao-Keith Thurman fight. Where are you leaning on that, real quick?
I'm leaning towards the old man, Pedro. I don't know. I'm leaning
I can't.
on him.
Listen, folks, I'm freaking out because people are walking up me on the street saying, hey, man, we're betting Manny Pacquiao. We're betting Manny Pacquiao. And these are people that I really respect their boxing acumen. Straight up, Socrates Palmer announced. We'll talk to you next week. You are tuned to Ring Talk. Live
Love you, Pedro.
worldwide.
Take care.
On Sports Byline, iHeartRadio, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, Channel 211, the Dan Patrick Channel. Straight up, 35 plus years now. We must be doing something right. Ring Talk, live worldwide, baby. Coming back.
Here comes the decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. That's WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
We have a new heavyweight champion in the world.
Hey guys, losing your hair sucks, and I should know. I've lost mine. And 2 out of 3 guys will experience hair loss by the time they're 35. Well, it might be too late for me, but it's not too late for you. Now there's Keeps, the easiest and most affordable way to keep the hair you have. These FDA-approved products used to cost so much, but now, thanks to Keeps, they're finally inexpensive and easy to obtain. For 5 minutes now and starting at just $10 a month, you'll never have to worry about your hair loss again. So you just sign up, it takes less than 5 minutes, answer a few simple questions, snap a couple photos, and you complete your online doctor consultation. A licensed physician will review your info. They'll recommend the right treatment for you, and then it's shipped right to your door every 3 months. Keeps offers generic versions of the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products that are out there. And Keeps treatments are up to 90% effective at reducing and stopping further hair loss. So if you suffer from hair loss, the last thing you want to do is wait to see a doctor. For a limited time, you receive your first month of treatment for free. Go to Keeps.com/golf. That's KEEPS.com/golf. Do it today. Keeps.com/golf.
Money Now 100 is not a lender, broker, or agent of any lender or financial advisor. We do not make loans or credit decisions. You must be 18 years or older and a U.S. resident to qualify. This is not an offer or solicitation to lend. I went to MoneyNow100.com and got the $5,000 I needed deposited in my account the next business day. If you need money for any reason, help is here. Go to MoneyNow100.com and get the money you need. Need to pay off credit card debt? Go to MoneyNow100.com. Need your car repaired? Need home improvement money? Visit MoneyNow100.com. If you need fast cash for any reason, go to MoneyNow100.com. Good, bad, or no credit at all. Go to MoneyNow100.com. You could get up to $5,000 as soon as the next business day. Go to MoneyNow100.com on your phone, tablet, or computer. Type in the address bar, MoneyNow100.com. That's MoneyNow100.com. Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 11 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Francis the Predator Ngannou.
Francis Ngannou does it again. Congratulations. Ever since you made your UFC debut in 2015, you have taken this sport by storm. The world saw why yet again tonight. Congratulations, big man. How do you feel?
Thank you, John. I feel very good. I'm very happy now. And then I hope the UFC going to realize that I deserve the title shot right now.
Certainly.
I deserve the winner of DC and Stipe.
Certainly not going to get an argument from me. I want to take a look back at the highlights if we could. You opened with an early leg kick. I would imagine that was part of the strategy, and then those hands got going.
Yes, I mean, Junior moves a lot, so the goal was to slow him down, don't make him move a lot, then strike.
How much confidence does this win give you moving forward over a guy who many believe was the best boxer in UFC heavyweight history?
Of course, it gave me some confidence, but before that, I was already confident because Junior is a striker, he's a boxer, and I believe that I'm the best boxer in this division.
7 weeks from tonight, Daniel Cormier will put that heavyweight title on the line in Anaheim against Stipe Miocic. Any words for those two combatants as to what they might be facing when they get through that one?
Yes, I think the only thing left now is the winner of Stipe and GC. So I want the title shot back. I want my place in the division. I need some respect. I need some respect now. I deserve it.
You have certainly earned that and then some tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, your main event winner, the Predator, Francis Ngannou.
Scary. Think about this. 1 minute and 11 seconds knocking out Junior Dos Santos. Although I thought he would knock out Dos Santos, not quite in 1 minute and 11 seconds. But that's just the way he does things. He does things quick. Of course, Cain Velasquez, the prior fight, that lasted 26 seconds. Before that, it was Curtis Blades. Curtis could fight. That was 45 seconds. Of course, then there was the 2 losses to Derek Lewis, which was a bit of a surprise. But when you come in out of shape, guess what? Guys will take you to school and guys will beat you. The average guys will beat you if you're not ready to rock. And, of course, losing that unanimous nod to Stipe Miocic, of course, losing the in his bid for the World Heavyweight Championship back in January 2018. Now, we have an animal. I mean, he's just the most incredible punching machine I've ever seen in my life. In fact, I think this is going to be the crossover guy. I think this is a guy that's going to cross over into boxing. They're going to end up getting it like Conor McGregor did, except as a heavyweight. And guess what? The way he punches, good Lord, anything could happen. I mean, anything could happen. He needs to bum rush everybody. That's just the way it is. I mean, he needs to go out there and pose his will. Say, look, hey, I'm Francis Ngannou. I'm the baddest dude around. I'm the hardest hitting dude around. Statistically, as far as the computer's concerned, he is the hardest guy in the history of combat sports, as far as guys that have done that stuff down there in Las Vegas and hit that machine or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't want my guy fighting him. In fact, I thought that Junior Dos Santos, I thought somebody put a gun to his head and made him fight Ngannou. He said he was eager to fight Ngannou. Didn't look eager to me. In fact, when he went down and said, man, let me just get the hell out of here. In other words, I thought the Junior Dos Santos was looking for an easy way out, and he got it. Because he only got clipped a little bit on that chin by that roundhouse punch, but that was enough for him to say, guess what? If that was enough, getting clipped and hurting me like that, I'm not going to be into it. Anyway, it was the performance of the night for the now 14-3, of course, number 1 ranked heavyweight contender without a doubt. I'm talking about Francis Ngannou. Of course, the heavyweight championship going down, and it's a rematch, and I'm not hot for this. Of course, we're talking about Daniel Cormier, a guy that I failed to give respect to. That's what people say, but I do. I mean, it's a light heavyweight. He was like everybody but John Jones he beat, and maybe didn't beat John Jones because John Jones was cheating on steroids. Of course, John Jones in action later today. We'll talk about that in just a second. But Cormier, basically almost an undefeated guy, beats Stipe Miocic, knocks Stipe out in a big upset. Of course, Stipe was a boxer going into that fight, so you thought if anybody was knocking anybody out, it was Stipe, right? Didn't happen that way. Anyway, the co-feature is going to be Anthony Pettis and Nate Diaz. Of course, Nate Diaz always comes to fight. He was the guy that beat Conor McGregor that one time. And Pettis, former champion, now fighting at welterweight. Look out, anything goes here. You all remember in the third fight on this pay-per-view card, take that back as a fight card, against Paulo Acosta, Rafael, a bunch of no-names after that point, Derek Brunson. At the end of the day, UFC 241, not all that excited about it, but it is the World Heavyweight Championship, so I guess the attention, it does merit some attention. Now, tonight, the light heavyweight title holder, the aforementioned John Jones, the cheater, the cocaine guy. Now, I don't get on him about the cocaine. I don't. People say to me, you give him a pass on the cocaine? I said, hell yeah, I do, because what he does in his personal life, I don't care. If he has sex with rabbits or goats or that kind of good stuff, that's his own John Jones's business. That's what he does in his off time. If he wants to do narcotics in his off time, That's his business as well. If he wants to do performance-enhancing drugs in an off time, that's where I've got a problem, okay? And, I'm not into guys having an added advantage. I mean, you're already hitting somebody with, 2 fists and knees and legs and elbows and all that kind of good stuff in the world of MMA. And John Jones has an extra weapon in these performance-enhancing drugs, whether it be he hasn't been caught with the EPO, but it was rumored that he was on EPO, but he had been caught, of course, with anabolic steroids, and the cocaine. As I said, I give him a pass on the cocaine, but the steroids, I just don't. But the excuse he gave for having this steroids in his system was that he took a dick pill. That's what he called it, quote, dick pill, end of quote. I call it a penis pill to keep it safe. But the bottom line is, that's what he said. He said he bought it at a gas station, and I took it, and I tested positive for steroids. Man, do you believe that? Do you actually believe that crap coming out of John Jones' mouth? He is so disingenuous, it's unbelievable. At the end of the day, I think that he's still probably the best light heavyweight. Thiago Santos, of course, tonight in UFC 239 in the main event. Supposed to be a live opponent. Live, but I don't know, man. Does anybody beat John Jones? I mean, the height, the reach, the size. John's an amazing guy, and of course, the opponent now hasn't lost in a while. He's not a guy that's got a great record or a horrible record. Anybody that's basically got a winning record in the world of mixed martial arts has got it going on. And why do I say that? Because it's like death match after death match. But he's 21-6, okay, and Santos is. So, he comes from Brazil. He's got a good pedigree as far as the Brazilian jiu-jitsu is concerned, but John Jones looks to be the better fighter. Anyway, the co-feature, probably the fight that everybody wants to watch, because it's probably the end of a former boxing champion and a former MMA champion as well. I'm talking about Double H, Holly Holm, of course, Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's where John Jones trains. They train in the same gym. She's taking on Amanda Nunes. Amanda, of course, the world 135-pound champion, the 145-pound champion. Of course, she's the one that destroyed Chris Cyborg Santos, and Cyborg Santos didn't want the rematch. Well, after getting drilled like that, I don't know if I would either. I think I need a couple fights in order to get back in the groove before I'd want to fight Amanda Nunes again. Anyway, Amanda, amazing Amanda, I guess that's what we call her, amazing Amanda here, hasn't lost in quite a while, has beaten some good fighters. She wants to talk about dropping to 125 pounds. Now, that's where I got a problem, because dropping weight is not a joke. And, T.J. Dillashaw, the former bantamweight champion, 135-pound guy who was dropping to 125, of course, to take on and lose in the blink of an eye to Henry Cejudo a few weeks ago for the 125-pound flyweight championship of the UFC. He said that he started cheating in the last couple of weeks in order to make the 125-pound weight, that his body shut down, et cetera, et cetera. He's lying. He's full of spit, with an H. If you want to spell spit with an H, you can. At the end of the day, he's a cheat. And, I don't think combat sports is, I just think we're not doing enough. I mean, they're talking about, they suspended this guy for 2 years. You probably should suspend him for life. You should. That's the way I think it is now. I think we should suspend these guys for life if they come up with anabolic steroids, because remember, you're not hitting baseballs. You're not hitting golf balls. You're hitting people. And if you're hitting people, you're causing serious effect. And if you get an added advantage, meaning you get to recover faster, what I mean by recovery is, not in the hospital, but in the corner. If you can go and be like back to normal as far as your heart rate's concerned and your oxygen level in your bloodstream. I mean, look at Manny Pacquiao. I'm not trying to say he was taking performance-enhancing drugs or Flintstone vitamins, or call them what you want, but it damn sure looked like it when he sat down and wasn't tired. I mean, you here was a guy moving up in weight and fighting guys 25, 30 pounds naturally bigger than him, and sitting down on the stool and being back at normal heart rate, 15 or 20 seconds, when it takes the average man a minute or more. I mean, that's what that whole 1 minute rest period is about. Getting that heart rate back, getting your breathing down. That's what I tell you when you sit down. Take a deep breath, take a deep breath. Anyway, at the end of the day, I don't like combat sports. I don't like them in sport. Anyway, as I look at this John Jones card tonight, it'll be John Jones winning, Amanda Nunes winning, and this third fight, I'm hoping to God that Jorge Masvidal takes care of Ben Askren. Of course, Ben Askren was the O champion. Of course, he was a champion from Indonesia, Malaysia, and all in the Asian all the Asian countries, isn't that, of course? And they did real well over there. He was getting better money than he was in the UFC. He negotiated himself a deal to come back to the UFC. And, of course, that first fight against Robbie Lawler, and it ended a little bit shaky as far as I was concerned. But he's matched with Jorge Masvidal, a UFC veteran, no doubt about that, at welterweight. So I'm hoping that Ben's O comes to an end here. And why? Because I just don't like the way Ben takes care of himself. Speaking of Luke Rockhold, he is now fighting at light heavyweight, and he'll be taking on Jan Blachowicz. Of course, Jan Blachowicz, not the greatest fighter in the world, maybe a gatekeeper at best. Diego Sanchez in the final bout on this main card, of course, taking on Michael Chiesa. And the prelim card is going to feature Gilbert Melendez, former lightweight champion of Strikeforce, coming to you from San Francisco, California. The guy trains out on 3rd Street, a block away from my last police station, or what was, actually it's like the remnants of my last police station, because Potrero Station is like just shuttered and it's all boarded up, all that kind of good stuff. But Gilbert trains a block from there, and of course he is the man. He was the guy that was making all the money at 155 pounds when he was the Strikeforce champion. Had a great contract, making a minimum of $350,000 a fight. And this is when guys were getting, and guys are still getting peanuts, but guys were getting real peanuts back then. Anyway, the UFC rocking and rolling. I don't know. If this was my investment, would I be concerned about it? If I invested $4.2 billion in it, I might be, because, I'm not seeing the immediate return. I'm just not. Of course, that's what the UFC was sold for recently. Anyway, the UFC 240, that's going to be a main event worth watching. I'm talking about, scary guy. Scary guy. Max Holloway. Max Holloway, of course, the world featherweight champion. 145 pounds, failed at 155, came back down to 145, going to take on Frankie Edgar. Frankie Edgar, a former 155-pound champion, fighting now at 145. I thought he would thrive at 145, but, he just didn't bring it with him. I guess he was a lucky guy to make it at 155. The aforementioned Chris Cyborg Santos, who Amanda Nunes said turned down a rematch with her, an immediate rematch, is taking on Felicia Spencer. Good luck, Felicia. I think I would try to go out there and get Cyborg right away. In other words, she's been knocked out real quick, so I think I would go out there and try to test Cyborg's chin right away, because you're probably not going to have much of a chance of the fight last very long. And the third fight on this card, of course, Jeff Neal's going to take on Nico Price. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more fights in that fight card. Of course, this fight coming to you, the UFC 240. And I'm not down with these pay-per-view cards. They're trying to offer you a discount if you join the UFC Fight Pass. You can get it cheaper. I don't know. Go see it at a sports bar. Go hang out with somebody at a sports bar, or go to somebody's house that's willing to be a mark and spend $100 or what it is, $80, $90 to watch these fights in high def, because I just can't get down with paying $80 to watch some of these cards. I mean, Cyborg and Spencer, that's supposed to be a showcase fight. It's supposed to bring Cyborg back to the main stage. Holloway and Edgar, a great fight, but not worth $70, not in my mind. And the backup fight for that is going to be Jeff Neal and Nico Price. I don't think so. $70, Dana White, you're out of your mind. Straight up, you aren't. You listen to Ring Talk Live Worldwide, 35 plus here now. You're inside looking the world of boxing and MMA. My name is Pedro Fernandez. More Ring Talk after the break.
I don't care what she would say, but when I make 135, she cannot say anything. I'm not cheater. I did a mistake. I think everybody know perfect make mistake, and I already prove. I'm clean and I'm ready for fight her anytime.
One can talk about being in love.
Two can say how it feels.
Well, one can wish upon us.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip, or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
If I can't teach you one way, I'll teach you another. But I'm going to get the job done.
Man, let this song play a bit. This is the funky new sound of Tower Power, 2019, 50 years of funk, baby. Got a new lead singer, a young kid, does the moonwalk like Michael Jackson, I kid you not. But straight up, Tower Power on the soul side of town. It is hot, it is happening. Check it out at towerpower.com. Earthquakes in California, having a lot of earthquakes. So not up here in Northern California. The only earthquake I've had in the last hour is Scott Cuddy throwing things around the control room over there. But outside of that, there's been no earthquakes in Northern California. Only been earthquakes in Southern California. The last time we had a quake here in Northern California, it was like 89. I was watching the Flintstones. It was the episode in which Barney Rubble was counterfeiting money, and then the cable TV went off. I mean, I was in South San Francisco. The cable TV went off. So, it didn't shake the house or anything. I didn't think it was too violent of an earthquake. I didn't know that half the city of the Marina District was burning down, that kind of good stuff. Anyway, of course, a very damaging. Half the bridge went down. It was a nasty, nasty, nasty nightmare, no doubt about that. But the bridge has been retrofitted. Supposedly it can withstand any earthquake. That's what they say. So if you're going across the Bay Bridge, don't sweat the earthquakes. Anyway, the people in SoCal, they are sweating earthquakes, having a couple of earthquakes in the past 40 hours. I wish them the very best. It's not pretty. You feel very uncontrolled. It's sort of like being in a car and having somebody drive a car at high speed and you have no control over them. That's the best way I can describe an earthquake. And 99.9% of you listening to this show have never been in an earthquake. I mean, this is lucky you. Okay, but earthquakes are mean and they are nasty, no doubt about that. This is Ring Talk Live Worldwide, the Saturday edition, of course, coming to you Saturday, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. That's 2 p.m. Eastern Time, live on Sports Byline, iHeartRadio, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, the American Forces Network, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, of course, Channel 211, the Dan Patrick Channel. I can keep going, but the bottom line is join us for the Sunday show, the Sunday edition of Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Same time, but 2 hours, 11 a.m. Pacific Time, Sunday on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. It will be Ring Talk Live Worldwide. I think Larry Merchant has a week off. The HBO Godfather's up there in Spokane, Washington, vacation or something like that. But we'll hear from Johnny Signorella. Ali will be here. And I'm trying to squeeze in a surprise guest you might not know. Straight up, Ring Talk Live Worldwide, the Sunday edition, 11 a.m. Pacific Time, right here on this many Sports Byline stations. Till next time, I thank you for tuning in to Ring Talk Live Worldwide, as you can be doing a million things. You listen to the show, well, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Until next time, this is Pedro Fernandez and Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
USA Radio News with Rick Vincent.
The aftershocks continue in Southern California. Last night, a 7.1 quake, 11 times stronger than Thursday night's 6.1, shook in the same area, injuring several people and disrupting the Dodgers-Padres game. Here's how it sounded on Fox Sports San Diego.
We got another earthquake?
Yep, I think so.
Here we go.
Another earthquake.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Rolling.
Still going.
It resulted in water main breaks, structure fires, and a number of injuries.
I kind of had a picture frame and stuff of that and everything fall on me and stuff and shatter my whole entire jaw right here. And I had got cut. I was bleeding and stuff. I was like, you know what? No, we're getting out and stuff like that. And then my whole trailer was literally rocking. I thought it was going to tip over.
A few towns were left without water. The quake was felt as far away as Mexico and Las Vegas. You're listening to USA Radio News.
It is a horrible scenario, but it happens. Dennis writes about his wife. She was diagnosed with leukemia. In fact, she's a 2-time survivor, and in the midst of all that, they ran up over $1 million in medical bills. Thankfully, they're MediShare members, and Dennis says they are so thankful for that, how others came together to meet their needs, and that's how so many MediShare members feel. This is not health insurance. It's different. You don't have to pay for things you don't believe in. And like Dennis found out, it just works. So if you join MediShare, not only do you save a lot of money, the typical family saves about $500 a month, but you know where your money's going each month. You're helping people, and if the time should come, they'll be helping and even praying for you. So yes, it's different, and as more than 400,000 people now know when it comes to healthcare costs, different is beautiful. Find out more. Call 833-34 Bible. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Continuing with coverage on the California earthquake, the U.S. Geological Survey says there's a 5% chance there could be an even larger earthquake in the region. Caltech seismologist Lucy Jones.
This is an earthquake sequence. It will be ongoing.
The U.S. Navy's Naval Air Weapons Station China Lake was closed Friday to assess infrastructure damage. A utilities explosion at the University of Nevada, Reno, caused the partial collapse of a dormitory building. Reno Fire Department Operations Chief Steve Lighton on the injuries caused by the explosions.
We did have 8 injuries. 6 were treated on scene. 2 were transported to the hospital. They have also been released.
A mechanical failure believed to be the cause of those explosions. A statement from a top aide to Iran's supreme leader says that country is ready to enrich uranium beyond the level set by its 2015 nuclear deal. This as America has rushed thousands of troops, B-52 bombers, fighter jets, and an aircraft carrier to the Mideast. This is USA Radio News.
Here's a great deal on MyPillow. When you go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special, type in promo code USA, you'll get 2 MyPillow premium pillows for $69.98. Now that's only $34.99 a pillow. You will not get that price anywhere at retail. It's the lowest price ever offered on radio or TV. And like all MyPillow products, 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special, use my promo code USA.
The annual fireworks display in Chicago at Navy Pier was disrupted when people were told of possible gunfire. That resulted in a stampede that left more than a dozen people trampled. Police Chief of Patrol Fred Waller on how they handled it.
Immediately, CPD, our federal partners and support resources implemented an active shooter protocol and began searching the pier to investigate. In the end, there was never an active shooter, and no one was shot.
Monday is National Video Game Day. The purpose? To celebrate the impact of the 5 million games in existence. More from John Clemens.
John Hardy with the National Video Game Museum in Frisco, Texas, tells us it all began with a simple table tennis game called Pong.
Pong was magical when it first came out, right? There was nothing like it that we had seen before.
A lot has changed from the genesis of that paddle and ball game.
Today, video games are bigger than movies and music combined.
The National Video Game Museum in Frisco, Texas, has 11,000 square feet featuring the history of video games.
According to a statement to CBS site comicbook.com, Netflix plans to cut down on smoking in future original programming. This comes after criticism about their hit series, Stranger Things, which prominently features smoking from its main characters. The statement says all new projects with ratings of TV 14 or below for series and PG-13 or below for films will be smoking and e-cigarette free, except for reasons of historical or factual accuracy. For USA Radio News, I'm Rick Vincent.
This is a health warning from Dr. Approved Medical, America's trusted resource for back braces. If you're 65 or older and suffering from